Just wanted to make a quick video on festina lente, of making haste slowly. It's another oxymoron. It seems like a paradox. Um, the way I think about it is, to be deliberate, right? To be consistent in your efforts. Because if you it's like the difference between busyness and productivity. Right? Busyness is like running around like a chicken with its head cut off, right? Just running around, or like a rat running around in a wheel, right? You're not really getting anywhere, right? You're just running around. Whereas productivity is, I guess you could think of it like a lion chasing down its prey, right? It's very focused, right? Deliberate. And so the difference between business and productivity is like the difference between um, making haste, right? Just being busy, and making haste slowly, right? Which is doing things deliberately, right? Focused. I also like to think of it in terms of exercise, where, quantity does matter, right? So how many push-ups you do, how many reps you do, right? How many bench presses, or how many, right? Quantity does matter from time to time, but what also matters is form, right? Doing things properly, right? And form is all about taking your time, right? If you want to do something with proper form, you want to take your time, right? You want to do it slowly, right? You want to make haste slowly, right? Doing it deliberately. So I also tie it to like the concept of mindfulness, right? Of being completely present, right? Being completely in the activity that you're doing, right? Being fully aware of what you're doing. I think that's like the main idea of festina lente, of making haste slowly. And the last way I think about it is endurance sports. In endurance sport, it's not about running the it's not the person who runs the fastest. It's the person who's the strongest, right? Which is to say, the person who goes at the least slowest speed the longest, right? The person who's the least slowest. So for endurance sports, right, it's all about conserving your energy, right? You want to make haste slowly. Just like the fable of, I think it was Aesop's fable, right? The hare and the tortoise, the very famous one, right? The tortoise is very slow, right? But it makes consistent efforts, whereas the hare is fast, right? But breaks down, just takes a break really fast, right? It's like burning out, right? Burning out versus being consistent, right? Sustainable energy. And, with that story, of course, it's all about that consistency, right? Putting in day after day, week after week, right? I like to think of it like endurance, right? Running a marathon, right? You're not running a sprint, right? Life isn't really a sprint, right? Because we don't live only for a couple months or a couple, right? Life is really lived in terms of decades, as Anthony Robbins would say, right? It's lived in decades, which is to say, right? It's about endurance, right? Life is more like a marathon. So yeah, this is another really lovely oxymoron, festina lente.